There is a subtle yet intense feeling that sprouts in someone around you. Have you noticed it yet? It's almost like a glow, a gentle vibration that seems to fill the room when this person is nearby. The truth is, this person is not just younger in age, there is a purity in their intentions, a clarity in their eyes that seems to reveal, unintentionally, the depth of their emotions. This is someone who, despite not having the experience of many lived years, seems to carry a certainty that transcends time, the certainty of what they feel for you. This person has made their presence known in various ways, albeit subtly. You might notice a kindness in their gestures, a constant interest in the little details of your day, or even an unexpected attention that, although discreet, is striking. But this is not just any presence. It is a presence that speaks of a heart that opens up, even in the face of barriers and uncertainty. It's as if youth were just a superficial layer, for what this person feels goes beyond the boundaries that age typically imposes. No matter how much this person tries to disguise or maintain a certain composure, the look in their eyes gives it all away. Each exchange of glances seems to carry a bit of the intensity that is being held back with great effort. And even when there are no words, there is something in the air, a subtle weight, almost imperceptible to those not paying attention, but undeniable to those with a heart willing to see. This person wants to get closer to you, wants you to see them not just as someone still discovering life, but as someone who found something very special upon meeting you. And speaking frankly, there is a genuine sweetness in that. Youth brings with it the audacity to love without many reservations, and that's exactly what this person feels for you. There aren't many strategies, there aren't many elaborate conquest games. There is instead a genuine desire to connect, to understand what makes you smile, to know what moves you, what motivates you. And even though you may not notice it immediately, these small signs are always there, like a constant reminder that there is someone who simply cannot hide what they feel. No matter how many attempts are made to control the heart, the truth is that it has a force of its own. And this person can no longer hide what they feel even if they try. Maybe it's a spontaneous smile upon seeing you. Maybe it's a care that seems to go beyond what's expected. Or perhaps even a quick touch that seems to say everything words have not yet been able to express. Youth, in this case, is not an obstacle. It's a fuel for the intensity of this feeling. And now the question that cannot be avoided: what do you feel? Have you noticed this lingering gaze? Have you noticed this presence that seems to gain a different glow when you are around? Maybe your heart also has something to say about this story. Maybe there is a mutual interest that has yet to be fully uncovered. Young love is often seen as impulsive or fleeting, but who said it can't be deep and true? This feeling that arises from someone younger might be exactly what you need to remind you of the simplicity of affection, to understand that love doesn't have a fixed formula, nor does it fit into age or experience patterns. It just happens, and when it does, it's impossible not to feel it. Perceiving the intensity of a love that arises from someone younger can be challenging, mainly because at first it may seem unexpected or even unlikely. However, there is a unique beauty in this type of feeling that is not limited by the constraints of time or social conventions. It is a love that, although it is initial, is equally genuine, free of fears and exaggerated pretensions. It is not an inconsequential love, but rather a love that seeks to be seen and understood in its most elemental purity. And when you allow yourself to feel, even if only for a brief moment, you realize that perhaps there is something to be explored there. Perhaps this feeling carries a truth that other experiences, because they are more mature or planned, cannot convey. You begin to notice that this younger person is not afraid to show vulnerability or to admit what they feel. It is as if time hasn't yet taught them to hide what the heart shouts, and that might be exactly what you need at this moment. Something that isn't complex but is intense, true, and overwhelming. Your encounters, whether face-to-face or digital, always carry an air of expectation. The sparkle in this person's eyes when you speak, the way they seem to listen attentively, as if each of your words had a special value, all of this demonstrates a genuine interest. And perhaps, when you smile back, there is a small spark that begins to illuminate parts of your heart that were previously dormant or guarded. You feel an internal warmth that comes not just from the environment around you, but from the perception that someone is genuinely trying to reach out to you sincerely. Sometimes the age difference can seem like a challenge, a barrier separating different worlds, but it's important to remember that love doesn't recognize such limits. It is more intuitive than rational. It builds upon exchanges, glances, the small gestures of affection that deep down don't ask for permission to happen. This younger person doesn't see your age difference as an impediment, but rather as an opportunity for learning and growth. And perhaps that's the key to understanding what's happening between you. The courage to love, regardless of any barrier. This person not only wants to be with you, but also desires to learn from you, to absorb every detail that makes you unique and special. To her, you are not just someone older, you are someone who has something special to offer. And that is precisely why the feeling can no longer be contained. It overflows, even if subtly, but it's an overflow that carries a deep desire to be reciprocated. Now, an important part of this process is how you will deal with this feeling. If you are willing to open your heart, you may find a lightness that you haven't experienced in a long time. Yes, adult life can be full of responsibilities, commitments, and expectations, but this young love comes to remind you that spontaneity and intensity still have a place, even in the midst of the most hectic routine. This person is ready to offer you everything she has, even though her everything is still in the construction phase. The decision is yours, after all. Maybe you choose to keep some distance, trying to rationalize the situation, convincing yourself that the age difference is a real obstacle. But deep down, there is always the possibility of allowing yourself to feel, to open a gap for something unexpected, something that can, in fact, transform your perception of love. You are the one who decides how far this can go, but it is undeniable that this love is at your door, waiting for a chance to be revealed and explored without fear and without reservations. Understanding what goes on in this person's heart may seem like a challenge, but it is precisely this uncertainty that makes everything more engaging. As you open your eyes to the nuances of her feelings, you also open yourself to the possibility of something new, something that, even if not so obvious, carries a genuine depth. It's like this person is slowly inviting you to know the purest and most sincere parts of herself. And maybe that's exactly what you need right now, a feeling without masks, without complications, just true. Although the age differences may raise questions, both internal and external, the truth is that love does not choose age, time, or circumstance. It just happens, and what is before you is a chance to experience a connection not burdened by the expectations of adult life, but rather light, full of possibilities, and with a touch of innocence that you may have forgotten along the way. This young love comes to remind you that amid the complexities of everyday life, it is still possible to feel your heart beat faster, still possible to be surprised by life. This person sees you in a unique way, perhaps in a way you no longer see yourself. They perceive not just what you have accomplished or the responsibilities you bear, but also what lies behind all this, the essence of your being, what drives you. And they not only admire this essence, but also want to be a part of it, even knowing that they may not have all the answers or the full maturity to handle everything it entails. But the truth is, they are not afraid to try. And maybe that is the true hallmark of this feeling. It doesn't come with guarantees, but it comes with admirable courage. You might try to resist, rationalize, and even avoid longer encounters, but it's hard to ignore when someone looks at you with such sincerity. This love is not demanding. It doesn't ask for immediate certainties. It only asks for a chance, for a space to be, to grow, and to develop naturally. Her heart has already given in somehow, and what is missing now is your decision. Are you willing to give this feeling a chance? To explore what might blossom from this connection? Perhaps this person, even being younger, is exactly what you need to remember the essence of simple love, the kind that doesn't need elaborate explanations or complex strategies to happen. It's the kind of love that simply exists, and the beauty lies exactly there, in its naturalness. The moments of silence between you seem more meaningful than any words spoken. It's as if in the silence there's a deeper, more sincere exchange, where gazes speak more than 1,000 words. And somehow you feel that there's something there, something worth exploring. Maybe it's just a longer than expected touch of hands. Maybe it's a laugh that echoes more intensely when you're together, or perhaps it's that way of looking that seems to seek something beyond the surface. It's possible that you question the future, about how things could be or fit together. After all, you have lived more, seen more, and have more experience. But is the uncertainty of the future a good enough reason not to allow yourself to live in the present? Youth brings with it not only a freshness of feelings, but also a courage to face the unknown with less fear. And it's exactly this that this person is offering, an intense true feeling and the possibility of a future that, despite being uncertain, can be extraordinary if you are willing to open yourself to it. There is a sweetness in every gesture, a sincerity that does not ask for approval, but only for reciprocity. This person doesn't just want to win you over, they want to understand you, to be by your side honestly, without pretense. This is not about an empty game of seduction. It is about a genuine attempt to create a real connection, to touch your heart in a way that you may not have felt in a long time. And that, in itself, is already something rare, something that deserves to be considered with care and attention. If your heart feels a little touched by all this, then there is an answer within you that is ready to emerge. It could be a simple yes to a deeper encounter. It could be a smile of acceptance, or even a frank conversation where intentions are finally revealed from both sides. What matters in the end is your willingness to live something new, without so many barriers, without so much resistance. And that is a choice only you can make. Whatever your decision may be, one thing is certain: there is something true happening between you two. And this truth is not something that can be ignored or set aside, no matter how much the age differences may seem like a challenge. Sometimes it takes courage to open your heart to the unexpected, to something that doesn't follow traditional norms, but has the power to profoundly transform your life. Loving someone younger can be surprising, but it can also be exactly what you need to remember how simple and intense love can be. This person who can no longer hide what they feel for you is there, waiting for an answer. Even if there are still doubts, uncertainties, and even fears, it's important to follow what your heart says in the present moment. After all, life is made of choices, and sometimes the most unexpected choice can be the most enriching. Allowing yourself to feel is an act of courage, but it is also an act of love for yourself, for what you can still live and experience. And if there is a mutual desire to explore what this feeling can offer, then it is worth opening up, even if slowly, to this possibility. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this topic? Do you think the age difference can be a barrier to true love, or do you believe that feelings are stronger than circumstances? Leave your comment and share your opinion. Let's continue this conversation in the comments. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more videos about relationships, feelings, and unexpected connections, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, leave your like. It helps me reach more people with messages of love and truth. Hope to see you in the next videos.